Hello students, today we will discuss the second part of respiration. Cellular respiration is a two-step process. In first step, glucose, which is a 6-carbon molecule converted into pyruvate, a 3-carbon molecule, and some energy is released in this process. The first step occurs in cytoplasm of cell. The second step of cellular respiration occurs through three different pathways. These pathways depend on the presence of oxygen. In the absence of oxygen, pyruvate breakdowns to give ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. This is called anaerobic cellular respiration. When there is insufficient supply of oxygen, pyruvate breakdowns to give lactic acid and energy. It is also called anaerobic respiration. And in the presence of oxygen, pyruvate converted into carbon dioxide, water and energy. It is called aerobic respiration. Both type of anaerobic respiration occurs in cytoplasm, while aerobic respiration occurs in mitochondria. Now, question arises, what happens with the energy released in cellular respiration? Is it used immediately? The answer is no. Instead, the energy released during cellular respiration is used to synthesize a molecule called ATP. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. It is the energy currency for most cellular processes. How ATP works we can understand with this diagram. ADP adds with one phosphate ion to give ATP in the presence of energy released during cellular respiration. This is shown by left arrow. And when energy is needed by a cell, ATP breakdowns to give ADP and phosphate ion and energy is released in this process. This is shown by right arrow. Thus, ADP, which was act as a dead battery earlier, charged with the energy released in cellular respiration to give charge battery, which is ATP, which again produces energy as per the need of cell. Thus, ATP act as energy reserve. Now we will discuss respiration in plants. In plants, cellular respiration occurs through aerobic cellular respiration, and aerobic respiration requires sufficient supply of oxygen. In plants, exchange of gases take place through stomata. Opening and closing of stomata is regulated by guard cells. When water enters the guard cell, they swell and curve thus formed opens the stomata. And when water escapes out of the guard cell, they shrink and becomes straight and thus closes the stomata. The intercellular space ensures that all cells are in contact with air. Carbon dioxide and oxygen are exchanged by diffusion here. The direction of diffusion depends upon the environmental condition and the requirement of plant. In the daytime, as photosynthesis occurs, carbon dioxide is needed by leaves and oxygen is produced by the leaves. So carbon dioxide enter into the leaves, and since oxygen is produced in the photosynthesis, there is more concentration of oxygen in the leaves than the environment. So diffusion of oxygen takes place from leaves into the environment. So in daytime, some part of oxygen produced during photosynthesis consumed in breathing, and remaining amount of oxygen diffuses out of leaves. In the night, since the sunlight is not there, so photosynthesis is not taking place, but only breathing is there. So oxygen is needed by leaves for breathing, and carbon dioxide is produced in this process. So oxygen enters into the leaves, and since carbon dioxide is producing in the breathing process, there is more concentration of carbon dioxide in leaves than the environment. So carbon dioxide diffuses out of the leaves. This is the process of breathing in leaves. In plants, breathing also takes place through other parts. For example, through lenticles in stem and through roots. After breathing process, food is broken down in the presence of oxygen to give energy for various activities like growth and maintenance of cells. So this was all about the respiration in plants. Respiration in human beings will be discussed in next video. Thank you.